I spent some time preparing an outline because the data that is out there from, let's say, the World Health Organization versus the American Cancer Society, there's different perspectives that are shared. And so there's some things globally and there's versus some things, let's say, within the United States. And since we do have people that are international that listen to us, I want to make sure I kind of shared like both sets of information. So a couple things I'll say relative to the United States. There's about 200,000 deaths per year, or I should say cases per year, that mostly will lead to deaths of lung cancer in the United States. In most cases, the overwhelming thing that could have been done is if people had routine examinations and evaluations by a medical professional, they probably could have had that lung cancer detected at a very early stage and then be treated successfully. Unfortunately, lung cancer is one of those cancers that you don't even know you have it until it's too late. And there's many famous doctors that have gone on record of saying, by the time we see blood in your lungs, or if you're coughing up blood, it's too late. There's nothing we've been able to figure out to help you. So the main point right now is you got to be seeing a doctor on some regular basis to get competent examinations and evaluations. Now what I'd like to do is contrast that by what we hear from people all the time that come into our center. What we hear over and over again is something like this. Well, I was always healthy, and then next thing I know, I had stage 4 cancer. And that's a general statement we hear for all cancers. But what they're not realizing is that cancer doesn't just happen overnight. In some cases, some of these cancers are very slow growing, so it may take decades for them to actually get to stage 4. So that means from 20 to 40 years, this cancer was growing in their body and they never knew it. So they're simply saying they were healthy because they never went to a doctor, when the reality was that they weren't healthy and they didn't know about it, so they assumed they were healthy. So if I could have like one take-home message that hopefully resonates, for this podcast and every podcast that we do, is take action quickly and soon. Don't wait. The common mistake people make is they just wait too long. Now we can get into some of the details about the different forms of lung cancer and stuff later on, but it's a very serious type of cancer because if you were to look at it as by itself, lung cancer is probably the #1 cause of cancer-related deaths for all people. If you were to break it down to like men versus women, prostate cancer still causes more deaths in men than lung cancer, and breast cancer causes more deaths in women than lung cancer. But when you add up the deaths for men and women, then lung cancer surpasses, prostate and breast. So it's a serious cancer because if everyone took action sooner, we could very quickly eliminate that as the #1 cause of cancer-related deaths.